Hi, my name is Ostaiska. I'm an assistant professor at the Center for Evolutionary Hologenomics at the Globe Institute, and I lead the new group called Behavioral Hologenomics. For me, hologenomics is a new approach to study and understand animal ecology and behavior, where we not only analyze the influence of animal genome and the environment on animal biology, but we also study the contribution of the associated microorganisms. I started after my PhD working with hologenomics, because during my PhD I studied the foraging behavior of the only fishing bat species in Europe. Fishing, it's not common in bats. It has developed independently several times in different bat species lineages. And only 4 or more than 1,300 species of bats have been able to include fish in the insect-based diet. However, all 4 species have developed a similar behavioral and sensorial adaptation to fishing by evolutionary convergence. So after that, I started thinking about the digestive implication of that this consumption of fish could have in bats, since there are nutritional differences between insect and fish. So could microorganisms play a crucial role in the digestive capacity of bats to acquire nutrients for fish? And if that was the case, is there a convergence in the bacterial community in different species of fishing bats of different lineages? Therefore, I think that fishing bats were an excellent system to isolate the effect of host phylogeny and diet on the composition of the gut microbiota. And the results will be published soon. The focus of our group is to study the microbiota gut-brain axis, analyzing how interactions between animals, the microorganisms associated with them, and the environment shape animal behavior. So we could say that we are implementing the hologenomic approach in behavioral ecology. For instance, we are studying the role of the gut microbiota in behavioral changes during the domestication process. We are also measuring the contribution of host genes and the gut microbiota to the dominance behavior in social animals. Or we are studying also how host microbiota interaction influence aggressiveness in animals. So most of the behavioral studies focus on the effect that genetics has on behavior, or the effect that intestinal microbiota has on behavior. However, since animals and the microorganisms are not isolated elements, but they are interconnected, none of the approaches that study one of the components is expected to provide a complete picture. So for this reason, in our group, we think that we can increase our knowledge on animal behavior. We jointly analyze the host and its associated microorganisms. And to do that, we are combining multi-omic methods, metagenomics, metatranscriptomics, and metabolomics with behavioral profiling. We are studying the microbiota gut-brain axis. And we are not researching a specific system or species. We are working with wild animals as well as lab animals, captive animals. So we are using different animals models according to the research question we want to answer. For instance, for studying dominance in social animals, we are using lab mice, while for understanding the behavioral changes during the domestication process, we are using cats, foxes, or chickens. When I was at the university, microbiology was one of the subjects that I liked the least, but now all my work involves microbes.